Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So well, there we have it yesterday. What a bear trap we had going on here. A wick below our very important support level. Obviously would have hit a lot of stops, hit a lot of momentum longs. Yeah, and then in true savage Bitcoin fashion, we did then wick incredibly back up, and if we work this out on a percentage basis, we actually wicked up to basically about 20%. So yeah, a pretty savage move. So yeah, what does that mean? We did have a lot of volume on this spike down as well. If we just show you there, you can see the volume candle there. We've got a lot of volume relative to what we've been having going on recently. Yeah, this kind of indicates that well, this is a strong bottom in the context of this sideways range. So realistically, we are again just targeting the top of the range, obviously around the 40,000, with one caveat that whilst we do trade in these sorts of ranges, you can kind of see when we are in the top half, we do tend to try and stay in the top half, and when we've not spent much time in the bottom half, but what I mean to say is that when you are in a half, either upper or lower half, obviously that halfway point is quite a significant resistance. So basically we have got this important level. I would expect us to come and test this $36,000 level, and then if we close some 4-hour candles above and then basically break it, then yeah, we will be targeting basically back up to the 40,000, and then obviously we can see what happens there, whether we can break above, whether we trade sideways, consolidate in this top half and then break above, or the flip side to this is we get back up to this $36,000 level, get rejected and come back down, and that would not look very good. But you would then say we've got a good shot of consolidating sideways in the lower half, and that's not necessarily to say we will break below and continue down into the low 20s, but what it would indicate is obviously a higher likelihood of that happening, because clearly we'll be populating price action in this lower half of this wider range. So that's really what we've got to look out for the moment. Is I would expect we come and test this level, and then it is a case of do we actually get rejected, come back down, get supported around the 33,000 level, and then break it above, or do we just break straight above, consolidate above, and then start to look a lot better within this sideways targeting moves back towards 40,000. So yeah, that is basically what we are looking at here. Ethereum, Bitcoin also obviously struggling with this volatility, still sort of drifting downward. No real aggressive moves down, but obviously is struggling nonetheless. And if we look at the USD pairing, you can see that basically lost our important level, that accelerated to the downside, and we are currently back testing the underside of that. So obviously if we get rejected here, I mean clearly this is a dollar one, so if Bitcoin does get rejected around about 35-36k and comes down, clearly this dollar value will also come down. But if we get back above and hold above here, then we could be looking okay again for Ethereum to potentially stop underperforming Bitcoin, and then maybe start to the Satoshi pairing to start to get moving back to the upside. Bitcoin dominance also, as you can see, well, not quite taken out that high, but obviously still looking good here. At some point we will potentially put in a topping formation and turn back down, but we could still very easily get higher in this, and no signs of that yet anyway. No signs of any topping formation at the moment. Stocks though looking very good old stonks looking good. Nasdaq obviously looking good at basically the top of our ascending wedge. So do we break a bust above and keep going, or do we come back down, trade sideways and then break up? We shall have to see. We may potentially expect this sort of price action here, and then maybe without the move down, maybe the move to the upside, but we'll have to see. But either way they are looking good. The dollar index also fully and formally coming into basically our support zone. Take out this support zone, everything will be looking fine and dandy. Bitcoin won't be breaking below 30,000, and we shall be at least getting back up to 40,000. As if we break below here and start to come back down, that would be my my guess. But yeah, obviously we need this. We do need this to come down for risk assets. We don't want. I think basically the Fed, the Fed scaring the markets is going to get fully retraced because I think the Fed is basically impotent and can't do anything anyway, so they shouldn't realistically be listened to anyway. So they should basically not get listened to. Just have a quick look at gold and silver. Obviously this is not looking good. Potential bear flag with obviously quite a big projection, but maybe we're just going to get supported here, then make a move back up. I mean, clearly the market was spooked by obviously news-driven, Fed-driven action. Silver also very similar looking chart, as you can see. But yeah, we'll have to see which way it breaks, back up or back down. If anything was going to sort of V-shape or move out, it would be these precious metals. Not so much Bitcoin V-shaping out of its bottom, but maybe V-shapes out of this move down though, and back to the top in the shorter term time frame. So yeah, keep an eye on that. So we have, how are we looking at on these stochastics? 4 hour on the move up and looking good to give us more momentum to the upside. These 10 and 12 hour, we've clearly hit those lower levels now, I would have thought, where we can then start to make a nice move up, nice continuation move up, and we have got a move up in the 10 hour now. 12 hour also turned back from a low base, so that can get moving. I mean, if these get going, they are clearly going to get us back up to that $40,000 level. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Daily also losing its downward luster. 2 days still down, 3 days still looking weak, 5 days still down but looking weak. Weekly potentially looking to turn back up. So yeah, I do think, providing we do get this break above the midpoint, we can at least populate price action between 36 and the 40, 41, 42 level. Then I think we have got a very good shot, obviously, then of these higher time frame stochastics turning back up, starting to get momentum, and well, ultimately driving us through 42,000. Then we get to play bull trap or not, all-time highs or not. Yeah, basically like spike up, come back down, back test 40 odd thousand, and then rally. We get to play all those sorts of games. But at the moment, first things first, the very important thing is we break over 36,000. Even if we get rejected initially, if we can get supported at 33 odd thousand and then break back and then move back up and break up, fantastic. At that point, stochastics will potentially start to be looking good for us, give us upside momentum, and yeah, we can potentially put in a recovery here. So we were talking about wicks down, basically down to this 33 level, maybe below, and then bouncing back up. I mean, that was optimistic based on just obviously holding higher than this low. But I mean, these markets, these are trappy. Well, let's say highly manipulated markets, designed to relieve you of your trading capital. So it obviously, I always say expect the unexpected. So yeah, fair enough. It wasn't a 33,000 level. It was this 30,000 level, and we did wick below that and bounce back up. So in reality, it was the price action we were potentially looking for, but just at the next level down. So obviously, for the immediate term, squeaky bum time is now over for the immediate term, but we have really got to see how we interact with this resistance level, because we really do want to make our way above it, and we definitely don't want to be losing 33,000, which we're not far away from anyway, are we? So on obviously a 4-hour closing basis. So yeah, there we go, guys. Remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.